name is Hiawassee. I am not a person, I am a place. I am the Copper Basin, a place that covers parts of Tennessee, Georgia, and North Carolina. I have been here forever, and I have been changed. The Cherokee fished my rivers, hunted my forests, raised their children, blessed their crops. All of this before I was called the Copper Basin. I am known by names like Hiawassee, Frog Mountain, Buzzard Roost, Turtletown, and Ducktown. I am rich in minerals. People from other lands searched my streams for gold. In 1843, not gold, but copper was found. That is when things began to change for me. I became the Copper Basin.
Four-mule wagon, 8-mule load. Four-mule wagon with an 8-mule load. Gotta get the copper down the copper road.
Copper mining has been conducted in the area since the 1850s. During the late 19th and early 20th centuries, open roasting of the copper ores created great quantities of sulfur dioxide, which in turn created severe acid rain and resulted in the complete denuding of all vegetation in the basin.
Back then, we could not grow it. The gas would kill it. During the night, the gas would come and it would be pushed down with the dew, and push it down and kill it with things.
When I dream of the Copper Basin, it doesn't have any of these bloody trees on it. It doesn't. It's still that vibrant orange, yellow, white, and all these colors bleeding in to one another.
With the change in my name came a change in my landscape. The copper smelters were hungry for my timber. My trees were cut and burned to melt the copper down into ingots. The acid from the smelting turned the rains into waters of death, robbing my soil, killing my plants, and making my rivers and streams sterile. Deep gullies etched their way from the highest hills to the rushing waters in the valleys below. My topsoil was washed into the rivers and lakes. My forest hills became barren, and the redness of my raw veins came through.
I had a good life here. Even so, when we didn't have vegetation growing, the people are so friendly, and they always make me feel like this was my home too. And I never felt like I was a stranger coming in and live here. I just felt at home right away. I lived there in Isabel. I was very remote back then, but I was just there for about 2 years. Then we moved here on Main Street by the Baptist Church, and the people all around was always welcomed me and included me in their activity and so forth.
In 1987, the mining operations closed.
Well, there's no smoke at all coming out of the stack. The mill has closed down and it ain't coming back. And the only tune I hear is the sound of the wind as it blows through the town. Weave and spin, weave and spin.
The mines closed not because we ran out of copper. They closed because it was cheaper to import the copper. The mines closed, and my world changed again. Scarred and battered, I was in need of reforestation and erosion control.
Revegetation efforts began in the 1930s by the Civil Conservation Corps, followed by efforts of the Tennessee Copper Company and the TVA, and continue today under the leadership of Glen Springs Holdings in the state of Tennessee. Glen Springs Holdings, a wholly owned subsidiary of Occidental Petroleum, through a partnership with the state of Tennessee and the federal EPA, is conducting remedial activities in the Copper Basin area. These activities include construction of wetlands, creek diversions, lead removal, and treatment of the watershed. Glen Springs' long-term plan is to allow the Copper Basin to become an economic and environmental asset to the surrounding communities. Towards that end, Glen Springs will construct walking and bicycle trail systems that connect with both local and regional trail systems, develop interpretive trails and outdoor classrooms designed to educate the visitor about mining operations, post-mining land stewardship practices, and the natural history of the area. They will also integrate educational facilities, including the Ducktown Basin Museum improvements.
We didn't have a band. We had boom boxes that played John Philip Sousa's marches, and it's pretty high cotton to be able to march with John Philip Sousa's band. And we come marching down, and we get down to the old Ducktown Company store, which became the home bank, the Ducktown Bank, and then the home bank, and now Glen Springs Holding Company. They just embrace this as one of their things, and they have refreshments and T-shirts, and so it just like, again, like Topsy, it just growed.
The Copper Basin Learning Center provides the students with an opportunity to explore educational options that may not be provided in the routine curriculum of the school. It offers the teachers and other staff members resources to expand the learning experience for their classes. It provides the whole school with a constant connection to the community and its culture.
The arts are at the heart of a community. The voice of all that is important to us is spoken through the arts. Tourists want authentic cultural connections between the people and their place. The arts tell that story, and many stories more.
Strange things happen, or so I'm told. Strange things happen, or so I'm told. Strange things happen on the Copper Road.
The White House Conference on Travel and Tourism defines cultural tourism as travel directed toward experiencing the arts, heritage, and special character of a place. An increasing number of visitors is comprised of special interest travelers who rank the arts, heritage, and cultural activities as one of the top 5 reasons for traveling. Creative partnerships between the cultural, commercial, and public sectors expand the travel industry and offer sustainable economic and social development strategies for areas in need of new business opportunities. The Copper Basin region has many hidden arts in the homes of its people. There are quilt makers, there are pottery makers, there are all types of artists who don't even call themselves artists. They're just hidden away like little hidden treasures. What we are trying to do at Copper Basin High School, partly through the school itself and partly through the Learning Center, is draw out those treasures from the people. Take them out of hiding and put them on showcase. We want the voice of the people to come out. We want the community to know the values that we've been hiding away. What we are doing this year is we have invited an artist into the school through the Learning Center. Through the help of Glen Springs Holdings Incorporated, we have brought Mr. Richard Albin in to work with our students to put together a performance that tries to tell our story. We've named it Along the Copper Road. What this is involving is students are coming out of their shell. They're learning to speak in public. They're learning to act. They're learning to sing, project their voices. They're learning to cooperate with one another and use creative problem solving. This has been an exciting experience because some of these children have never had this opportunity before. We have done various bookmaking and other arts, hands-on visual arts exploratories, and we found out that through the years, a lot of these students have not had the basic art skills taught to them, such as drawing and painting. What we're discovering is the children don't know where to begin oftentimes.
In Northern Italy, when I come home, what's like steak? Ooh.
It takes professional artists, professional teachers, and the like to teach the skill base in order for us to put on the major productions. Our goal is to make the arts a core part of their educational experience. And by doing that, we hope that we can bring the community into the school as participants, not just observers. We want them off the sidelines and interacting with our students, playing music side by side, telling stories side by side, painting their pictures, telling their stories. This is what it's all about. As an end product, and the process is just as important as the product, what we hope to see is a developed theatrical experience so that the Copper Basin people, the students and community, can tell the story of the Copper Basin. We see this as a vital and important and a very interesting story. Our environment has went through a major metamorphosis. We have gone from forest of the Cherokee Indian days to barren red hills after the copper mining, and now we've seen it become forest again. We feel like that's a beautiful story, and we'd love to tell that through our arts.
Less than 3 years ago, creeks in southeast Tennessee were adding enough metal into the Ocoee River to make 2 automobiles each day. North Potato Creek and Davis Mill Creek drain watersheds encompassing the Copper Hill mining region. It was once known for its barren landscape, a result of 100 years of copper mining and sulfuric acid processing. Today, it isn't synonymous with degradation and erosion, and no longer are 2 creeks carrying thousands of pounds of metal into the Ocoee River. Canoe Magazine has rated the Ocoee River as one of the country's 10 best whitewater rivers. The story today is one of renewal and restoration. Nature is making a comeback at Copper Hill, and the Ocoee River is flowing cleaner and clearer. The reason? Innovative design solutions and unprecedented teamwork between private industry and government. Completed projects include the Belltown Creek diversion, revegetation of barren areas, lead removal, slag cover, wetlands creations, and a new water treatment plant. Glen Springs Holding is proud to be part of the Copper Basin community. The community and Glen Springs have embraced one another by working together towards a common goal, preserving the area's history while ensuring the future of the community.
I am the Copper Basin. I am the river. I am the Ocoee, the Hiawassee. I am the land. I am the railroad and the Appalachian Trail. I am the people who have always lived here, and I am the ones who have just arrived. I am Sakaha. I am the road that took the copper out of the basin and the road that brings the people back. I am sunset and dawn. I am Big Frog Mountain and clear skies. The copper that brought people here is still here, but is the people who are the treasure now. In order to mine that treasure, we are investing in education and the arts and tourism. We are building a museum to celebrate who we were and who we will become. The air above me is clear. Trees are being replanted. My water is cool and clean. Confident in my future, I am the Copper Basin.